Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. That's Danielle.
And she's Justine.
And this is
That's What They Called News.
Oh, man. That took us
Three tries.
3 tries. Third time's a charm. One of these days, I'll figure it out.
And then snorted.
I'm going to make you say it from now. I'm going to make you start it from now on.
Okay.
We're just going to do that.
I like it when we mix it up and mess it up. It makes it very entertaining.
We do mess it up quite a bit.
We're going to have to do a blooper reel.
Yes.
For like our 100th episode or something. It's just going to be a blooper reel.
So this week we had a listener in the UK. So that was pretty cool.
That is very exciting.
What do you got going on this week? We got through 4th of July.
We did.
Everyone still has 10 fingers.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
Nobody got arrested.
Nobody got arrested.
I turned in my resignation at my job last week while my boss was on
Someday maybe
vacation.
we can turn in our resignation and do this full time. Wouldn't that be
fun.
cool?
It would be.
It'd be cool.
Yeah.
You guys are going to have to do a lot more work here. You're going to have to share this podcast. We need
Make
you.
our dreams come true.
I really enjoy my job right now. I got to head up a community events committee meeting today.
Well, that's cool.
So that's what I've been doing.
Nice.
We're also jumping straight into Fair Week, and I have a 4-H'er. She does the dog and horse show, which we did dogs tonight. Mm-hmm. And my little girl got a grand champion for showmanship.
That's awesome.
Good
job, Kate.
Obedience, not so good.
Well,
But
it's Coco.
it's Coco. She gets kind of anxious, and then she just wants pets, and that means she doesn't stay. And just her not staying takes off like 60 points.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a tough one, but it looked better than last year, so that was good.
Improvement.
Yeah, and we have horse show on Friday, so that'll be fun.
Nice.
And then we have an event, a buckle event on Saturday. So she keeps me busy.
Well, I just hope it's not 100 bazillion degrees.
Oh, it's supposed to be.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I'm really happy my kids never got into 4-H.
And they're not starting it until 4:00 in the afternoon, which when we started at 1, we got home at 10.
What?
So
You're going to be there until like 2 in the morning?
I guess. I really hope there's not that many people.
Wow.
But yeah, it takes a while. All right. So today we're going to talk about the Erie Canal.
Sweet.
So,
Sounds spooky.
I mean, it's not.
Eerie.
I was like, it's not spooky at all.
I just watched the light bulb. It doesn't normally happen that way.
No, it doesn't.
Normally, I'm the one that has the light bulb moments.
Because I'm like looking at it like, no, it's just, Lake Erie, the Erie Canal. And you're like,
Yeah.
Your brain was somewhere else. My brain was not computing.
That's all right.
So this article comes from the Massachusetts Spy in Worcester. I know that's not how you say it. Worcester or something like that. Advertiser.
Okay.
If there's anyone in New England, let me know. This is from March 9th, 1825. This came in on the Associated Press. God, what did they used to call it? It was like a press network. So this is actually from the Connecticut Herald. Okay. So I guess let's jump in.
Sweet.
Erie Canal. It has been stated that a territory lying south of Lake Erie, larger than New England, will most assuredly send its surplus provisions and produce by the Erie Canal to New York market. Without such a canal, a great proportion of this surplus must have been lost or rendered of small value. By reason of this great inland passage, the landed estates in that extensive tract must be increased in value at least $50 million. Ohio alone will send through this channel to the city of New York 200,000 barrels of flour and various articles of provisions in due proportions of each annually, provided the market in that city will justify it. Here, the magnificence of the Erie Canal is exhibited a new and striking light. So this is big news for them.
It is.
We can get goods from Ohio to New York now. And not by train, by the canal.
I just have to say that I never thought of flour being transported in barrels.
No.
Like, you always think of, like, bags of flowers.
Yeah.
Bags of flowers. Yes.
Or those. You know, a little bouquet of flower.
Yeah.
It's so pretty. But the most splendid exhibition of the results of this canal is, in fact, that the state of Illinois is about to construct a canal from Chicago at the southwesterly part of Lake Michigan to the navigable waters of the River Illinois, only 12 miles in length, by means of which it should be known that this is the easiest place in the United States for constructing the canal. The navigation from the Erie Canal will be extended to the west and northwest through the lakes and Illinois River to the Mississippi, thence to the Missouri, and up that river and the Mississippi, making in the whole a distance of at least 5,000 English miles of inland navigation. Without the Erie Canal, there would never have been a connection between the eastern and western parts of the American states. American states.
Are there other states that we don't know about that aren't American?
I don't know. Man, I feel dumb right now. I feel like there's probably like states in other countries. They're just not united.
I guess.
Like we are. No country on earth is more fertile or capable of higher cultivation than that part of the United States through which this inland navigation leads. The valley of the Nile cannot exceed it, and the only thing necessary to make it the garden, we had almost said the paradise of America, is a safe and cheap navigation to a good market. Such a market is found in the city of New York by means of the Erie Canal. By the Chicago Canal, an extension of that of the Erie, a country nearly as large as all the European states, if we accept the dominions of the Emperor Alexander, will be opened directly to the Erie Canal and to the New York market.
Wow.
What a grand and magnificent spectacle is here presented. The wealth of the West, quite to the Rocky Mountains, is seen floating down the Erie Canal. I don't think it quite goes to the Rocky Mountains, but close. To the eastern and northern market. Reader, what think you of the result of this canal? Has the world ever exhibited anything of the kind which can any way compare with it? When, therefore, the northern and westerly parts of Pennsylvania, all the state of Ohio, with parts of Virginia and Kentucky, most of the states of Indiana and Illinois, all the state of Missouri, together with the whole of Michigan and Northwest Territories, as far west as you fellow citizens must be... Oh, no, wait, sorry, I skipped a line. As far west as the Rocky Mountains are taken into view as directly connected with the Erie Canal. What thing, you fellow citizens, must be the increased value of all that immense tract of country, which in extent and fertility in soil exceeds the Atlantic states from Georgia to Maine, both inclusive. Excuse me. Well, may it be said that the Erie Canal is a gigantic artificial navigation, the equal of which cannot be found on the globe. What must be the aggregate value of the produce and property, which will undoubtedly pass up and down that canal annually after the lapse of a few years? We are prepared to answer to say more in value will pass that canal in each year than the whole amount of the present exports of the United States, cotton accepted.
Wow, that's a lot.
I think they're reaching a little bit with it's going to the Rocky Mountains.
Absolutely.
As people from Kansas, I can tell you very clearly that there are no rivers running through here.
Negative. None.
There's Nebraska has a river.
Yeah.
Missouri obviously has a river.
Yeah. Nebraska has the North Platte is like the biggest one.
The Colorado River, but I don't think that's connected to anything.
The Niobrara River.
That's Nebraska.
Yeah. I cannot think of a Kansas river.
I'm
not sure that they exist.
I mean, we have creeks.
Most of them are dry.
In our section of the Kansas. Of the Kansas.
Yep. Oh my goodness.
So.
Okay. Moving on.
All right.
We have Topham, the strong man.
Okay.
The most extraordinary instance of human strength recorded in modern times is that of Thomas Topham, a man who kept a public house in Hog Lane. Mr. Houghton, in his History of Derby, gives this account of him. He performed surprising feats of strength, as breaking a broomstick of the first magnitude by striking it against his bare arm, lifting 2 hogsheads of water. I didn't know a hogshead was a measurement.
Yeah. Do you know a hogshead is like a barrel, like a barrel of bourbon? They used to call those
hogsheads.
Yep, that I can't say it.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
Okay. So lifting 2 hogsheads of water, heaving his horse over the turnpike gate, carrying the beam of a house as a soldier carries his firelock. And when this second Samson appeared at Derby as a performer in public, at a shilling each upon application to Alderman Cooper for leave to exhibit. The magistrate was surprised at the feast he proposed, and as he
Our words hard today. Is that what it says? Is that a direct quote?
Yes, that is a direct quote. Okay. Let's back that up a little bit. When the second Samson appeared at Derby as a performer in public, at a shilling each upon application to Alderman Cooper for leave to exhibit, the magistrate was surprised at the feast he proposed, and as his appearance was like that of other men, he requested him to strip, that he might examine whether he was made like them.
What? What?
Sounds a little fishy.
What else is he going to be made of?
But he was found to be extremely muscular. Where hollows under the arms and hams of others were filled with ligaments in him.
I mean, yeah. Mm-hmm. That's muscles.
Okay.
Pretty much.
He appeared nearly 5 feet 10, turned of 30, well made, but nothing singular.
Oh, God, I love it when they call people well made. There's nothing better.
But nothing singular, so he really wasn't very unique, apparently.
No, just well made.
Yep. He walked with a small limp, had a formerly laid a wager, the usual decider of disputes, that 3 horses could not draw him from a post, which he should clasp with his feet.
What?
But the driver, giving them a sudden lash, turned them aside, and the unexpected jerk had broke his thigh.
Oh, ow.
Yeah.
Oh, ow.
Yeah. The performance of this wonderful man, in whom were united the strength of 12, were rolling up a powerful dish of 7 pounds, as a man rolls up a sheet of paper, holding a pewter quart at arm's length and squeezing the sides together like an eggshell.
I mean, pewter's not that strong.
True.
But I'm impressed.
Yes. Lifting 200 weights with his little finger and moving it gently over his head.
With his pinky finger?
With his pinky finger.
That would hurt. That would hurt my pinky finger.
Yes.
Oh my God. My daughter, she jammed or broke her pinky finger. I think it was just jammed because it's a little bit better now, but man alive, you would have thought the end of the world had come.
Man, she better beef up for volleyball.
Oh yeah.
Jammed fingers are a daily occurrence.
Yeah. And she's in basketball camp right now.
Yeah.
This kid is so busy. Anywho.
Anyway, this one starts out funny. The bodies he touched seemed to have lost their power of gravitation. He also broke a rope fastened to the floor that would sustain 2,000 weight, lifted an oak table 6 feet long with his teeth.
Ow.
Though 100 weight was hung to the extremity, a piece of leather was fixed to one end with the weight higher than that in his mouth.
Oh my God. Ow.
He took Mr. Chambers, vicar of All Saints, weighty 27 stone, and raised him with one hand, his head being laid on one chair and his feet on another. 4 people, 14 stone each. For anybody wondering, one stone...
I was like, did I look that up?
1 stone is 14 pounds.
Okay.
So 4 people, 14 stone each, sat upon his body, which he heaved at pleasure. He struck a round bar of iron 1 inch in diameter against his naked arm, and at one stroke bent it like a blow.
I don't believe that.
Weakness and feelings seemed fled together. Being a master of music, he entertained the company with...
So not only is he a strong man, but he also is a master of music?
Apparently. He's a multi-talented man.
Fancy.
He entertained the company with Mad Tom. I heard him sing a solo to the organ in St. Something's church. I can't pronounce it, not going to try. Then the only one in Derby. But though he might perform with judgment, yet the voice, more terrible than sweet, scarcely seemed human.
Oh, so not a master of music.
I guess.
Or at least not singing.
Though of a pacific temper and with the appearance of a gentleman, he was liable to the insults of the rude. The ostler at the Virgin's Inn, where he resided, having given him disgust, he took one of the kitchen spits from the mantelpiece and bent it round his neck like a handkerchief. But as he did not choose to tuck the ends in the ulster's bosom, the cumbrous ornament excited the laugh of the company till he conceded to untie his iron cravat.
Oh my God. So he got mad at the guy, the innkeeper guy, and tied a iron around his neck. Mm-hmm. Cool.
Yeah.
I mean, it's better than hitting him.
I suppose.
You would have killed him if you hit him.
Probably.
I mean, he could bend a freaking rod across his arm with one swing.
Yeah. Had he not abounded with good nature, the man might have been in fear for the safety of their persons, and the women for that of their pewter shelves, as he could instantly roll up both. One blow from his fist would forever have silenced those heroes of the Bear Garden, Johnson and Mendoza. At the time of his death, which happened 10th August, 1749, he kept a public house in Hog Lane, Shoreditch.
But, so he's dead?
Uh-huh.
Why are we talking about him?
I'm not sure.
Why is he in the newspaper right now?
Because he was real cool?
It's like 100 years later.
Yeah.
Maybe not that much.
Having 2 days before a quarrel with his wife, he stabbed her in the breast and immediately gave himself several wounds, which proved fatal to him. But his wife recovered.
Oh, he felt bad because he was really just a big teddy bear.
Goodness. Yeah, there's no beginning date on this one.
Look
so
at the paper from before. Let's see. It was 1825.
Yeah.
So I don't know why we're talking about this guy who died in the 1700s, but
not sure either.
Cool. All right. Now, let's talk about a tiger.
Give me your sexy face, friend.
I can't do it. I wish you guys could see it right now, though.
I have a video that I recorded years ago of we were in the office at CS, and you were talking to, I think, Mallory, and I turned around and I was like, "Hey, friend, show me your sexy face." And you did it. I really feel like I need to dig that out so we can share it.
We obviously have to.
Okay.
I'm willing to humiliate myself. I can't do a sexy face. It's just not possible for me.
I mean, your face is absolutely stunningly gorgeous without trying.
Yeah.
So
but if I do the sexy face, then it's not.
Yeah, it's silly.
It's just funny.
But I love it.
All right. The tiger. The common tiger of Cochin China is not greatly dreaded, but the royal tiger is a most terrific animal. The governor, says Mr. White, presented one of the latter to the commander of each ship. Wait.
Why do ship commanders need a tiger?
I don't know. They were confined in very strong cages of iron wood. Iron and wood? I hope so.
Okay.
I don't think wood will keep them in there.
No.
That which I had was a beautiful female, about 2 years old, nearly 3 feet high and 5 feet long. A remarkable anecdote relative to this animal I cannot forbear relating. In Saigon, where dogs are dog cheap, we used to give the tigress on every day. Okay. They were thrown alive into... Oh, they fed the dogs. Okay. They were thrown alive into her cage when, after playing with her victim for a while, as a cat does with a mouse, her eyes would begin to glisten and her tail to vibrate, which were the immediate precursors of death to the devoted little prisoner,
Bum, bum, bum.
which was invariably seized by the back of the neck, the incisors of the sanguinary beast perforating the jugular arteries, while she would traverse the cage, which she lashed with her tail and suck the blood of her prey, which hung suspended from her mouth. Also, I've noticed in a lot of these articles, they use the word sanguine. Yeah.
Sanguinated? Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah.
So many minis.
So many minis. Lots of times.
Lots of times. Oh, they fed her dogs.
Well, I mean, what else were they supposed to give her that she could hunt? And honestly, I mean, okay, this sounds heartless and cruel, but like population control.
I know.
Where I don't feel like back then they probably knew how to spay or neuter dogs to help with that. So, I mean.
All right, next we're going to give her a puppy.
That's not okay.
All right, one day, a puppy, not at all remarkable or distinguishable in appearance from the common herd, was thrown in, who immediately, on perceiving his situation, set up a dismal yell and attacked the tigress with great fury, snapping at her nose, from which he drew some blood.
Oh.
The tigress appeared to be amused with the puny rage of the puppy. And with as good-humored an expression of a countenance as so ferocious an animal could be supposed to assume, she affected to treat it as play, and sometimes spreading herself at full length on her side, at others crouching in the manner of the fabled Sphinx. She would ward off with her paw the incensed little animal till he was finally exhausted. I really hope this ends well. Then she proceeded to caress him, endeavoring by many little arts to inspire him with confidence, in which she finally succeeded. And in a short time, they lay down together and slept.
Aww.
Oh, that's so cute. From this time, they were inseparable. The tigress appearing to feel for the puppy all the solicitude of a mother and the dog. In return, treating her with the greatest affection, and a small aperture was left open in the cage, by which he had free ingress and egress. Experiments were subsequently made by presenting a strange dog at the bars of the cage. When the tigress would manifest great eagerness to get at it, her adopted child was then thrown in, on which she would eagerly pounce, but immediately discover her cheat, she would caress it with great tenderness. The natives made several unsuccessful attempts to steal this dog from us. So they tested her to see if she would know the difference between her puppy and the other dogs.
And she did.
Oh, the tiger loved a baby.
I've seen lots of TikToks or YouTube or I don't know, some, social media in general where they give, it's a thing that's fairly common to give a tiger a dog as a companion because they're lonely.
Okay.
And they're just
why do we have tigers though?
I
thought we were over that on the Joe Exotic thing.
Well, I was going to say, I think that they're probably rescues.
Oh.
Or something.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I thought it was funny. My dog ran up to me for pets as I was reading that.
I have this one on my feet.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure you guys heard that a little bit ago. The clunking. We have a dog who likes to lay under the table because he gets in the way when we sweep. Mm-hmm. I say we very loosely again. It's my husband. He does that. And Teddy gets in the way. So he's just gone to laying under the table to be out of the way.
Well, he's a goodest boy.
He is a good boy.
That's what matters. Yeah.
He's the reason we have to sweep every day, but
he's looking up at me like, why are you talking about me? Okay, next we have a story about a tender wife.
Okay. I'm not one of those.
Dr. Munsey of Chelsea College was apt to quarrel with his wife. Returning from Fulham, he was overtaken by a terrible storm. A return hearse came up going to Chelsea. Any port in a storm. Okay. The doctor crept in with the pall and plumes for his companions. The hearse stopped at the door. His lady looked out. Who have you got there, coachman? The doctor, ma'am. Thank heavens, she says. He's safe at last. Thank you, my love, says the doctor, getting out of the hearse. For your kind anxiety for my safety. That's the end of that one.
Okay. She was worried her husband was in the hearse and he wasn't, and it was all good.
Well, but I mean, he was. He was just
right,
alive.
but not dead.
Yeah, that's so bizarre. Okay, cool. There is now living at Barton an old lady of the name of Font, who has nearly attained the great age of 105.
Holy crap. In 1825, that was a big deal.
Yeah, because I think the average age was like 40.
Yeah.
I'm on my way out the door, friend.
I'm not far behind you.
Oh, she was lately obliged to change her residence, and upon being removed, sitting in a donkey carriage, the spectators were surprised at her fresh and healthy appearance. She has lost her hearing, but in other respects enjoys her faculties. She is, however, so reduced in size and weight that her granddaughter generally carries her to and from her chambers to the fireside, where she usually takes her place only every other day. As the intermediate day, she generally indulges in bed.
Same, girl. Same.
Though deaf, she is cheerful and fond of company. She has lately cut new teeth, to the surprise of her family.
What? She got new teeth?
That's, yeah.
How do you get new teeth when you're 105 years old?
I don't know.
No. I don't. No. I don't like that. I don't like thinking that at all.
Yeah, that's real weird.
I mean, I've seen x-rays of people's mouths and like your teeth are in there.
Yeah.
Like from the very beginning, they're in there. Mm-hmm. Where did they come from?
I don't know.
All right. So this one is from Concord, I don't think that's how you say it.
Concord,
New Hampshire. Hampshire. Words are so
from the
hard. Top. This is from Concord, New Hampshire. I'm just going to say Shire. Sure. Hampshire. I don't know. The Register.
Not a hobbit. Not from
It's
the
not a
Shire.
Shire. My mouth just doesn't work. I know how it's supposed to be pronounced, okay?
New Hampshire?
I just can't make it do it. New Hampshire. Oh, I did
You
it.
did it.
All right. The following fine thoughts and beautiful images are those which chiefly engaged my attention on reading a little work of M. de Chateaubriand. I don't know if that's right or not, but I tried.
It's very fancy.
They may serve to fill up a nook in your paper and to refresh some mind wearied and with everlasting political contests. Yeah, I am. I'm very weary of political contests right now.
Sure, yes.
All right, it says B-E-A-U. There's periods between it, so I'm assuming it's not bow. I think it's just B-E-A-U. All right. There is nothing more poetical than, in the freshness of its passions, the heart of a youth of 16. The morning of life, like the morning of day, is full of purity of images and harmonies.
Well, that's sweet.
That's sweet. The past and the present are two imperfect statues. The one has been drawn, all mutilated, from the rubbish of ages. The other has not yet received its finish from the future. Oh, I kind of like that. That's kind of nice.
It is.
The sounds which the passions send forth from the agitations of a solitary heart are like the confused murmur of the winds and waters in the desert. We can enjoy it, but we cannot paint it. Oh.
Wow.
Wow. This reminds me of being in like high school English class and having to write metaphors.
Yes.
How sweet, but how rapid are the moments with which brothers and sisters pass together in their early years, united beneath the wing of their aged parents. The family of man is but for a day. The breath of God disperses it as a vapor. Scarcely does the son know the father the son, the brother the sister the brother. The oak sees its acorns spring up around it, but it is not so with the children of men. Okay. What about the mom?
Yeah.
She wasn't mentioned.
No, I didn't hear anything about the mom.
All right.
Just brothers and sisters.
Just brother and sister. I like those. I just like those little quips. All right. This next one is from Salem, New York.
Ooh.
On February 23rd, 1825. A murder, of course. We have to have a murder. A murder, it is reported, took place a few days since in or near Ogdensburg in St. Lawrence County, attended with very aggravated and extraordinary circumstances. We have not heard the names of the parties. The leading facts, according to the reports in circulation, are these. A man in that vicinity, shortly after receiving $2,000 in cash, went with his wife to visit some distant friends, leaving his house and family in charge of his daughter, about 18 years of age, and the hired girl not much older. During his absence, a traveler put up on evening at the tavern on the opposite side of the road, where, after supper, he overheard some confessions which excited his suspicions that a plan was on foot for robbing him. He accordingly left the tavern and went over to the neighboring house, and introducing himself to the daughter as the friend of her absent father, solicited lodging. The young woman objected, but at length consented upon the condition that they might lock him up in his chamber. Not satisfied, however, with the precaution before they retired, they stepped over to the tavern and invited the landlord's daughter to sleep with them. Girls. She came and slept with the hired girl below the stairs, while the young lady of the house occupied a room in the second story, adjoining the stranger's chamber. Good call, girls. No, don't do that. About 1 o'clock in the morning, the daughter was awakened by her guest, who requested to be released. She declined opening the door until convinced of his honorable intentions and alarmed by noises below, which the stranger said were indicative of robbery and murder. She silently followed him to the foot of the stairs, where they heard, in a voice recognized as the landlord's, the appalling exclamation, "I have killed my own daughter." Oh no. At that instant, the speaker came out of the girl's bedroom, and as he approached, the stranger with a pistol shot him through the heart. The report in a moment brought a second robber to the spot. Oh, rapport from the gun, not a report. Brought a second robber to the spot who shared the same fate. A third one, who had just filled his pockets with the $2,000, then approached with an iron bludgeon and aimed a blow at the head of the stranger. He evaded it, and closing in with the robber soon brought him to the floor, and with the aid of the young lady, succeeded in tying him. They then hastened to the bedroom, where the dreadful spectacle presented itself. The two girls were weltering in their blood and were dead, and the fire was so scattered and kindled about the room that in a few moments it would have all been in a blaze.
Wow.
Oh, man.
So the guy was trying to stop the robbers and ended up shooting his own daughter?
I think he might have been part of the robbers. Maybe that's why they brought her.
I guess.
Because the stranger overheard them talking about them going to steal the money.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's really sad. Everybody's dead. Except for, I wonder if they got married. I feel like they should have gotten married after that.
The stranger and the
the
girl?
lady of the house.
This one is from Petersburg, Virginia, February 15th. Yesterday morning, a man appeared at our market with a sack bag filled with robins.
Like birds?
I'm assuming. I want to know how he got them. He stated that on Saturday evening last, an immense flock of these birds appeared at the mouth of let's try that. Appomattox River. And as night approached, aligned on the tree in the vicinity, people were enabled, with the aid of torchlights, to kill some thousands of them. The person
Why were
above
there so many birds? Oh, it's like a nightmare.
The person above mentioned himself after ascending one tree took more than 700 with his own hands.
No. No.
Excuse me.
That's so many birds.
That's
That's more birds than any. No one needs 7 birds.
Let alone 700.
700. That's terrifying.
Well, maybe he was going to eat them.
Whoa, that's so many birds. I've got goosebumps. Oh, I can just hear them flapping around.
Do you want to move on to the next story?
Yes, please.
Okay, cool. This one's from Newberry in January 14th. Mr. John Gage of Union, a few years ago, grafted a pear upon an apple scion in his garden.
A pear or a pear?
Oh, he grafted a pear.
Oh, pear. That makes more sense.
Yeah.
I didn't think he was going to graft an apple and a person together.
No, that's weird.
That would be weird.
When it grew up so as to begin to bear, it bore for 2 years very excellent pears. The 3rd and 4th years it was barren, but during those years its leaves, which formerly were those of a pear tree, changed by degrees to those of an apple tree. The 5th year, and ever since, it has borne excellent apples.
What?
And this has been relayed to me by at least 50 of the most respectable men on the spot who personally knew it to be true, so that I have no doubt of its correctness.
Really? Do we have no doubt?
No doubt.
How does it just change, though?
I don't know.
I mean, I'm not like a botanist or anything, but I don't feel like trees just like change. Maybe.
I mean,
I guess if they lose their leaves, they could come back with different leaves. That does make sense. I don't know. Botanist, you let me know. Is that the right word? Horticulture? Botanist?
Yeah, botanist.
Okay.
Plants. Yep.
Okay.
All right. The next one is poetry.
Oh, a poem.
A Woman's Farewell by Alaric A. Watts. Fare thee well, 'tis meet we part. Since other ties and hopes are thine, pride that can never the lowest heart will surely strengthen mine. Yes, I will wipe my tears away, repress each struggling sigh, call back the thoughts thou lett'st astray, then lay me down and die.
Oh.
Fare thee well, I'll not upbraid thy fickleness or falsehood now. Can the wild taunts of love betrayed, repaid one broken vow? But if reproach may wake regret in one so false or weak, think that I was when I first we meet, and read it on my cheek. Fare thee well, on yonder tree, one leaf is fluttered in the blast, weathered and sere, a type of me, for I shall fade as fast. Whilst many a refuge still thou hast thy wandering heart to save from the keen pangs of that wring mine now, I have not but one, the grave.
Wow. I miss poetry. Like, I feel like people don't write poetry like they used to write poetry.
They don't.
You know, I was once a published poet.
You were a published poet. Why don't I know these things about you?
I don't know. It was when I was in high school. I submitted a poem or a couple to a poetry book thing, and I was published.
That's awesome.
I have the book at my dad has the book, I think. I hope he still does, maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah. And I also won several writing awards.
I can believe
in
that.
high school and college.
Yeah.
But yeah, I miss poetry. I feel like I should write some.
Maybe.
I need to be inspired. I was always super inspired when I was depressed. I think that's the problem. Like, I'm not depressed anymore, which is fantastic.
It's a great problem to have.
But it does put a damper on your creativity sometimes.
It does.
It gives you a different kind of creativity, I would say.
Absolutely.
Now I'm into painting, and I really love painting.
Well, that's fun.
Yeah.
I have so much painting supplies and all sorts of stuff at home that I feel like I could probably smuggle some out of the house for you if you wanted.
Totally.
Because, like, you remember when our kids were little and you couldn't throw away a broken crayon because they would get mad?
Absolutely.
My daughter's 17, and I'm pretty sure that I can't smuggle paints out that she hasn't used in the last 3 years without her throwing a fit.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure she would throw a fit.
However,
I'm going to use them.
Uh-huh. Sure. Mm-hmm. Like, a lot of this stuff still has the plastic on it. Like, it's never been opened.
Awesome. Like, just like acrylic paints?
Yeah.
Or, yeah, sweet. Steal me some.
I can do that.
I'd like that. Actually, John watches this podcast. Not podcast. Well, I think it is, but it's on YouTube. Called Quack Bang. Quack Bang. What's it called? Oh, man. Uh-huh. Anyway, the guy says quack bang, and it's like military history, but he says strategically transfer equipment to an alternate location.
That's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
I'm going to strategically transfer equipment. Well, do you want to hear about a conundrum from the National Journal?
Always love a good conundrum.
So, an herb that in the garden grows, a plant unpleasant to the nose, a thing that signifies consent, a person who oft tights prevent, a female name which many own, a waterfowl which well is known, a fisher that a pictures admire, a wonder that's opposite desire, a place where things are daily sold, that the initials and you're told. What lively folks do oft unfold.
Did they give us an answer? No. I felt like that was like a riddle.
Yeah. That's it.
Oh. Okay.
That's okay.
All right.
I feel like we're going to have to search that one up and maybe come back to it because I want to know what the answer is.
Was it like one thing they were talking about?
I think so.
I don't know.
So it's an herb,
But you have to
but it's
add the
unpleasant.
put together the initials. Mm-hmm. So like the first letter.
So add the initials and you're told. I don't know. If anybody can figure that out,
hit us up.
Let us know.
This is trivia. I'll post it. I will post the actual poem.
Yeah.
So you can see it. And then we can see who can guess it.
Yeah.
All right. Next story. 2 peasants of Macaretta Feta near Fort Leo, in digging a pit at the beginning of May, discovered something concealed below the surface. They informed their master, who immediately came to the spot with 3 friends and a smith. What kind of smith?
John Smith? Aerosmith? Guns?
Definitely Aerosmith. Definitely. Steven Tyler could be that old, right?
Yeah. I mean, pretty sure the man's immortal.
With great difficulty, they raised from the ground a brass chest bound with iron. They found a treasure. What? The smith opened it. They had to have that smith there to open it.
Okay.
And they found in it the following valuable articles. All right.
I'm ready.
Many rods and vessels of gold.
Ooh.
A crown ornamented with diamonds.
Nice.
A great quantity of female ornaments. Wait.
What are female ornaments? Like earrings and like
Rings?
necklaces? Or are they like ornaments that are shaped like females?
I bet they're like necklaces, like jewelry would be my guess.
I just imagine like a couple of gold boobs laying in a box. I would continue, but your daughter's in the room.
No. Oh, cloths of amianthus with borders embroidered in gold candlesticks with ancient
Inscriptions?
yes,
Cool.
etc. The chest is 5 feet long, 2 broad, and 2.5 deep. Some persons conjecture that these jewels may have belonged to Berengar, Duke of Ivea, the king of Italy, who, in his war with the Emperor Otho I, fortified himself with his queen Gilda on the celebrated rock of St. Leo, where he was besieged and, together with his consort, fell into the hands of Otho, who sent them both to Germany.
Wow.
Well, good for you guys. I wonder whatever happened to that treasure. I wish I was part of your family.
They sold it.
Probably. We probably had to put it in a museum. Museums steal all the fun stuff. I love museums.
They are pretty cool.
It was like my favorite pastime. I love going to museums.
I kind of wish that Avery still was interested in being like an archaeologist, explorer, like type dude.
Dude, I want to be an archaeologist.
Okay.
We watch all these shows on like National Geographic and stuff of like the hidden civilizations. Dude, that would be the most awesome job.
Do you know why I could never, ever, ever do that?
Why?
Spiders.
I was going to
Everywhere they
I was
go.
going to say bugs.
Yeah, everywhere they go.
Want to hear a story about a
Huge
spider?
I don't know. Do I?
Probably not.
Okay.
There was a spider in my room the other day. It was crawling across my floor.
Didn't burn the house down?
No, I tried to step on the spider
Yeah.
and missed 4 times before it disappeared in my pile of clothes.
Wow.
Because ADD.
Yeah.
We have what? Yeah. I didn't kill it. I don't know where it ended up.
I would have burned the house down.
But
I'm sitting in your house and
it wasn't moving even. Like it was moving so slow.
And you missed it.
And I missed it 4 times.
Do we need to like take you to the doctor? Do you have a concussion? Are you having a stroke?
No.
Do you smell soil?
Soil?
Yeah.
Is that a sign of a stroke?
I feel like it is.
I don't think it is.
It's like soil or...
I don't feel like that. I mean, my stepmom had a stroke and like we learned a lot about stroke awareness and she's going to look it up. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so spider got away in my bedroom and that would freak most people out.
No, I'm thinking of a concussion.
Oh,
not
yeah.
a stroke.
You did ask concussion first.
I did.
So there's that.
But I could also be wrong about... Hold on.
Concussion is the one thing my children haven't suffered yet. Broken ankles, broken fingers, but not a concussion. Thank goodness.
Yeah. Not seeing my specific...
I think you're full of shit is what I think.
You know, there is a strong possibility that that is true. However...
We have one little story
Okay,
left.
let's hear it.
A small cabin at Point Levi near Quebec at the foot of a cliff inhabited by a man named Ragon. I was going to keep saying it the same way because I can't make it any other noises. Inhabited by a Not a name.
Let me see this word. Give me the paper.
Read it. A man named Dragon. Dragon. I'm just gonna say it in different. Ragoon. Oh, it's in Quebec. Jesus,
Quebec.
Quebec.
A small
So it's probably
cabin.
French.
Yeah, a small cabin at Point Levi near Quebec at the foot of a cliff, inhabited by a man named Ragon, his wife and 3 children, was a few days since crushed by an enormous mass of snow, which the violence of the storm had detached from the heights above, and dreadful to relate, the whole family perished beneath the ruins.
Wow, that would be the worst way to go for me. I think drowning would suck, but like freezing to death.
That would not be fun, but you also hate being cold.
I really hate it. I'm so excited it's going to be 100 degrees this weekend. It has been in the 80s in July, and that is not acceptable.
It is absolutely acceptable, and I love it.
No,
this
it's
is my
summertime.
happy place.
It's summertime.
And
I want
wore
summer weather.
I wore shorts and a tank top and flip-flops and went and sat in my air-conditioned office all day, and it was amazing.
I wore a hoodie the other
You're
day.
ridiculous.
A hoodie.
Yeah.
So another episode down
And they stuck with us.
so far.
So
we
good.
really appreciate it, guys.
We do.
You can find us on Facebook and Instagram at That's What They Called News, Twitter at That's News Pod, and you can email us any story suggestions you may have, or the answer to our riddle. At That's What They Called News at Gmail. That's all the socials. Hey guys, give us a like, a follow,
and share.
Follow the podcast and share it, and do all those things because we really appreciate you and we really love doing this and we want to keep doing this. So, all right. Thank you for joining us, and we will talk to you later.